I like to think that challenges that we go through that often feel like an energetic attack, a psychic attack of any kind, are often pointing at aspects of our psyche where we are not yet in integrity with our light, holes in our energetic field, aspects of who we are that we haven't yet learned how to love. And that is what I would love to discuss today. And I would also love to explore how to get back into appropriate energetic balance or energetic boundaries, if you wish, so that they will no longer be disruptive. If you're new here, my name is Xavier Dagba, and the whole purpose of this space is to spark conversations that ignite self liberations. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, let's get back to the topic of today. I have some sort of baseline assumption that I would love to share with you when it comes to dealing with influences from the external world, especially the influences that feel like an energetic attack, a psychic attack of any kind. And the baseline assumption that I have is these attacks wouldn't be able to latch onto me if to a certain degree I wasn't a frequency match to them. And what that means is to a certain degree, sometimes we have perspectives about ourselves that actually match the frequency of what we are receiving from the external. And what we are receiving from the external might be a criticism. It might be, some sort of like thought forms that are undermining who we are. Some sort of thought forms that are kind of wishing us harm to a certain degree. Some thought forms that are not honoring our brightest nature. In my opinion, they will often very much latch onto you, and these energies will stick to you when your energy field is porous. And in my opinion, what makes our energy field porous is less the external, but it is more how we relate to ourselves. I'm going to take a very simple example. You walk into a group and you just feel like the energy is really dense. People are looking at you, and you just feel like it's really thick here. The energy is sticky. You can feel that there's the energy of judgment on, and you know that you're not really welcome there. That energy will stick onto you very often when there is a high degree of also self-doubt and self-criticism that is anchored within you, a part of you that may be kind of like that feels only lovable when you are receiving validation from the external world. And when that validation is not there, boom, your energy just sinks. Where am I going with this? Very often, when we are actually experiencing this kind of attacks from the external world, we may think, oh, this is only some sort of malevolent thing that is meant to take me down. But if we see the highest invitation on the other side of that, which is this is a divine invitation to actually bring more harmony in my energetic field. And that invites better questions. And one of these questions is, what is it pointing at? What is it inviting me to look at? What part of me have I not learned how to love yet? What part of me is in disharmony with compassion? And very often you're going to find out that you are entertaining some thought forms within yourself. What are these thought forms? Whether you may say that came from you or from the external, that doesn't really matter in my opinion. There's an invitation to look at where it is latching and to look at how am I relating to that aspect of me. Let's take an example. You start showing up out there. You start shining your light and sharing your message. And then you begin to feel just like crippling self doubt. And that gets amplified by comments, that gets amplified by the looks you're receiving from people around you. It now invites you to sit with, how am I doubting myself? It's inviting you to sit with the parts of you that are crippled by self doubt, the parts of you that would hope that whatever you're sharing will never ever get challenged, the part of you that are fantasizing about sharing your message and never having somebody say something negative about it. It is actually pointing at aspects of your psyche where there's a lack of acceptance. So you now get to ask yourself, how can I relate to this part of me with more compassion? Because your compassion, your self compassion, is, in my opinion, the highest form of energetic boundary. It is as if an external energy comes towards you and tries to latch on an aspect of you, and that external energy says, look at that ugly part of you. And there you go with the response. You know what? What you see as an ugly part of me, I've learned how to love it. So there's a mismatch. And that energy is bouncing off of your energy field. There are so many methods out there to set energetic boundaries. So many methods. But in my opinion, one of the most potent ones is the force field created by your own self compassion. Your capacity to look at an aspect of you that you once saw as unlovable, an aspect of you that you couldn't tolerate, an aspect of you that was just met with the full force of your own judgment, an aspect of you that you saw as dark, as evil, and that more and more you are learning how to relate to with more compassion, not in a way that is enabling dysfunction, but in a way that is expanding your heart to include even more of your humanness. And when your heart is expanding even more to include more of your humanness, what that does is it creates a field of light that is surrounding you, where the energetic attacks may come, but will not latch, or will not latch as much or as long, because now you understand that the force of your own love is actually what will disrupt these energies. In my opinion, you can use as many crystals as you wish, or do as many visualizations of light around you as you wish. But if you're lacking your own compassion, your energetic boundaries will be fragile. Your own compassion is the force. Your own love directed towards you, even directed at the parts of you that you would see as unlovable. That is the force field that actually strengthens your energetic boundaries so that you can be less and less susceptible to the influences of dark intentions that may be sent towards you, or even the collective energy and how disruptive it may be at times. And this is, in my opinion, why it's so important to lean into the practice of authentic shadow work. And if you'd love to lean in there, I'm inviting you once again. Please go ahead and download the free shadow integration mini course. You're going to find a link in the description. And that's really the intention here. Sometimes these energetic attacks, spiritual attacks, they are only pointing at aspects of our field that are porous. And these aspects are porous because they are representing parts of us that do not benefit yet from the beautiful, shielding energy of our own self love. It doesn't mean that they need to go away. No, we are not in the business of amputation where you see a part of you that you don't like and you just decide to cut it off. It is not the journey of integration, which is integrity, which is wholeness, which is entirety. The invitation is to look at these parts and to shield them with your own compassion so that they lose the ability to run you or to expose your energy field. But that's the perspective that I wanted to offer to you. and a perspective that may serve you even more in your journey of living an integrous, authentic life. A life that is led by your heart, not by your wounds. So, if this resonated with you, please share it with people who might need it. I'm inviting you to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.